pee or not to pee? That is the question weighing on the bladder. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous urges. Whether 'tis nobler in the loins to endure the thousand natural shocks the full bladder is heir to, or to take arms against a sea of porcelain and by opposing end them. To squat, to stand, no more, and by a stand to say we end the heartache and the 1,000-yard stare of the holding game that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation, did devoutly to be wished to be, perchance to dream. Hey, there's the rub, for in that golden stream what dreams may come when we are shuffled off this mortal coil. Must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office and the spurns that patient merit of unworthy takes, when he himself might as quiet as make with a bare stream. To pee or not to pee, the eternal question, bladder on its knees. Hold it, suffer the torture, or release and face the splash, the flood. To pee or not to pee, the stream that ends the agony or prolongs the siege. Cross thy legs, clench thy soul, decide to pee or not to pee. Who would follow spare the grunt and sweat under a weary load, but that the dread of something after relief, the undiscovered country from whose born no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native view of resolution is sick glide o'er with the pale cast of thought and enterprises of great depth and moment, with disregard that currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft your now, Faraphaeline, the bathroom door nymph, and thy ransoms be all my sins. Remember to but first decide the floodgates or the cage. To pee or not to pee, the eternal question, bladder on its knees. Hold it, suffer the torture, or release and face the splash, flood. To pee or not to pee, the stream that ends an agony or prolongs a siege. Cross thy legs, clench thy soul, decide to pee or not to pee. To pee, to pee, to pee, to pee, to pee, to pee is to hold. To not pee is to let go. Yet in letting go, do we cease, or do we simply flow into the great porcelain beyond? The undiscovered country calls, warm, inviting yellow teens. One twitch of the muscle and all is forgiven. Yet conscience whispers, wait just one more minute. And so we suffer the outrageous fortune of a full tank in an empty hall at 3 a.m. To pee, or not to pee, that is the question, forever unresolved as the bladder swells and the night drags on, and the drip marks us all.